Now, if you try to see what professions can match Dhanishta energy, basically Dhanishta is nothing but music and dance. So, musicians, dancers, and performers. Basically, Dhanishta is a very good receptor, it has that receiving capacity. It has that hollowness and emptiness to receive, it's ready to receive something. All those involved in the management side of the entertainment industry, drummers and those involved in the rhythm sections of bands and orchestras. Dhanishta is nothing but a rhythm, right? So, all rhythm sections of bands and orchestras. So, basically, Dhanishta people can do very well in these areas. So, the creative artists of all types, those involved in military bands and other type of marching bands. When you are seeing a marching band, you see a perfect synchronization, a perfect rhythm. There you can clearly observe Dhanishta energy. So, basically, a marching band and the orchestra band, it's all having the capacity of the synchronization, and then gemstones and precious metal dealers, athletes and other sports persons, because Dhanishta has a lot of energy. So, you can find them in sports. In sports, that rhythm is required, even in the dealership of this precious metals or gemstones. They must have that artistic ability, right? So, there also you can find Dhanishta energy. A group coordinators in all fields, because the coordination, the flexibility is nothing but the Dhanishta energy. Even the real estate business, because Dhanishta is a planet of luck and planet of it's a star of luck and star of the planet Mars. So, Mars generally associated with real estate matters. So, real estate business can be good for Dhanishta. Landscape artists, even the financial transactions, they can be very good. Scientists and physicists, because they have that rhythmic intellectualism, and computer professions and warriors and military people, poets, songwriters, and retired reciters of rhythmical notations, and even makers of musical instruments, a vocalist with more emphasis on delivery than melody. So, the rhythm, wherever the rhythm is playing a vital role, they can do very well in that area. When astrologers, and if you see the deity of Dhanishta, Astavasus, and we also discussed Dhanishta has the energy of different stars. So it has the energy of, even has the energy of Purvashadha, has the energy of Mrigashira, right? Like that, in the previous videos we discussed so many, you know, things about Dhanishta. As it has various nakshatras energy, so you can clearly understand Dhanishta can do very well in different fields wherever rhythm is required. And even uh, psychic channelers and mediums on a higher level, those involved in holistic healing through Kundalini yoga, even on a lower level, surgeons and medical practitioners, professions involving high tech devices and electronic equipment, professions requiring versatility and multitasking ability. So, managers in general, because they can understand the rhythm of the project, it can be a civil project or it can be a software project, it can be any project, even it can be a school project. So, the immense versatility of this nakshatra allows it to be involved in almost all types of professions, especially those involving rhythm. So, that is the energy of Dhanishta basically, right? So, Dhanishta consists of 4 stars. Even the visible magnitude of the most brightest one is 3.63, but still it's powerful. Even the visual magnitude is not so great, still powerful. The only thing is it has a problem that Dhanishta 1 and Dhanishta 2 has the problem with marriage related stuff. Dhanishta means the wealthiest, the luckiest. Basically, it is a materialistic planet and it has the rhythm, music, and dance associated with it. The basic symbolism is Damaru, the hollowness is present there. So, it has the idea of receiving something, right? It has the idea of receiving something. So, this kind of reception, basically, you can understand Shravana is nothing but hearing, and then Dhanishta is mainly related to listening. So, it can process better, it can understand things better, right? The hollowness it has is something like, in the modern age, even they may have a tendency to hear the little gossipic things or unwholesome things, and they may try to get attracted to them. So, in the modern age, this can be a kind of, you know, problematic thing. And if you observe the places, that are associated with Dhanishta energy, so all places related to music and other creative arts, ranging from schools to studios to dance halls, any kind of music and dance related place you can associate with Dhanishta. Meditation rooms, managerial offices, real estate agencies, gardens, science labs, and factories with high tech equipment are producing high tech equipment, amusement centers, sports stadiums, all places related to sports is associated with Dhanishta energy. Financial centers and institutions like banks, and then the safes where wealth and valuables are stored also can be associated with, means the safe lockers also be associated with Dhanishta energy. And Dhanishta basically a tamasic nakshatra, even though it's an active nakshatra because of its association with Mars, but it is a tamasic nakshatra. So this is clear from the fact that two inherently tamasic planets, Mars and Saturn, govern this nakshatra. So that is why it is a tamasic nakshatra. This, however, does not mean that this nakshatra is averse to activity. It just means that this nakshatra is more geared towards dissolution. Because if you observe Dhanishta 1, 2, of course, even though related to Lord Vishnu, Dhanishta 3, 4 basically related to Lord Shiva, because the Aquarius part is related to Lord Shiva. And in the Aquarius part, you can understand Dhanishta 3, 4 padas are present. So the transformation is from maintenance to dissolution. So it's about dissolution than creation and maintenance. Creation is Brahma and maintenance is Vishnu, whereas the dissolution part, which is mainly the Aquarius part of Dhanishta, is always about dissolution. So it belongs to the ether element. The ether element can mingle and cooperate with all the elements. So this is what gives this nakshatra its all encompassing quality. Just as space and ether pervade everything, this nakshatra likes to keep its horizons as wide as possible. And it is considered a demonic nakshatra. So once again, this can be attributed to its close relationship to the two natural malefics, Mars and Saturn. It's called a demonic nakshatra. So it carries an energy which always tries to bring about change in the present. So most godly nakshatras are related to maintaining the status, maintaining the current status. But as it is a demonic nakshatra, it always wants a change in the present structure, in the present status. So in the present times, however, this seemingly negative quality of this particular nakshatra is definitely positive from universal point of view. In the ancient times, it was treated as demonic because it always wants to change the current status, the current things happening. So in the ancient times, people used to be very conservative. They didn't want to change the status, right? If the status is like someone is maintaining a society, someone is maintaining a society, he wants to make it stable, not to improve it, but they try to make it very stable, and that's it. Once it is stable, they didn't want to change it at all. They just want a peaceful and calmful, or a calm and quiet life. That's it. They just want to maintain a very the society very normally. But in the current generation, in the current age, if something is just calm and quiet, it doesn't work. People want change, people want something better, some improvement. So thereby you can clearly understand, in the current society, Dhanista is treated with more reverence than ancient times. Dhanista seems to be very powerful in the current age, and it is an upward looking nakshatra, in keeping with its natural expansive nature. This is a nakshatra signifying increase and expansion. It's all about expansion. It has expansive nature, upward looking nakshatra, expansive nature. It is a movable or ephemeral nakshatra. This means that it relates to traveling and change in all of its forms, basically. So this is probably the reason why some scholars say that this nakshatra does well in foreign countries, because this nakshatra wants change always, right? That is a fundamental behavior. So traveling is also associated with Dhanista in this aspect. So a person with a strong influence of this nakshatra is likely to travel a lot and attain success in a foreign land. It relates to the middle portion, means the middle 9 days of the lunar month of Shravana. In the Shravana Masa, the middle 9 days are related to Dhanista energy. So this period usually corresponds to the month of August in the solar calendar. So the middle 9 days of Shravana are related to Dhanista in the month of, that's generally in the month of August. So Dhanista is also related to the Ashtami, the 8th Tidhi of a Paksha, means in the 15 days in a month, means in a Masa you have Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha. In the Shukla Paksha you have Ashtami, and in the Krishna Paksha also you have Ashtami, the 8th day in the 15 days. So Shukla Paksha is something like the increasing phase of moon or waxing phase of moon, and then you see Paurnami. After that you will see Krishna Paksha, where you can find the moon is decreasing in nature with respect to its whiteness, and it's also called as waning moon. And finally you see Amavasya. So in both of them you have 15 days. In the Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha you have 15 days each, and in each of the Paksha you have the 8th day, that is Ashtami. So Dhanista is related to the Ashtami of the waxing and waning phases of the moon's monthly cycle. Religious rituals and performance is good on the day of Dhanishta. Means when moon is on Dhanishta Nakshatra, the activities, the auspicious activities that we can perform are religious rituals, basically creative activities, especially music and dance, group activities of all kinds, mega celebratory events, something like something involving a lot of very big crowds, huge crowds, like concerts, opening ceremonies, right? So that kind of events you can perform on the day of Dhanishta. Any activity related to music and dancing, religious rituals, group activities, because they are all actually bring some change, right? So Dhanishta always expects some change. So all activities involving splendor, purchasing movable and immovable property, because it's a Martian nakshatra. So purchasing property on the day of Dhanishta is good. Traveling is good, good for both short trips or long trips, because Dhanishta energy promotes foreign travels, traveling, changes, journeys. So all activities requiring aggression and a proactive attitude, because it's a Martian nakshatra, so it provides the required aggression. Lending money and all kinds of financial transactions, meditation and yoga, gardening, buying new clothes, gemstones, jewelry, are favorable for treating diseases and commencing educational ventures, career activities involving fame and recognition, learning how to use high-tech equipment and weapons. So these are all the auspicious activities you can perform on the day of Dhanishta Nakshatra. And inauspicious activities are marriage. The first one is, it's very unfavorable for sexual activity or marriage. On the day of Dhanishta, it's better you don't perform any sexual activity or marriage. So activities of a fixed or restrictive character, like giving up old habits, right? And then not a good time to perform new partnerships. So for partnerships, it's not at all a good thing. Pairing up is not a good thing. It can be sexual activity, it can be marriage, right? So, and giving up old habits on the day of Dhanishta, even if you give up your old habit, it may not last for a long time and you may get it back soon. Homely activities like cleaning is also not so good thing. If you want to perform a new cleaning activity, a very big cleaning activity, better you avoid it on the day of Dhanishta. And dealings with people requiring some kind of tact, cleverness and gentleness. So dealing with people is also not so auspicious thing on the day of Dhanishta. If you see the planetary ruler of Dhanishta, it's Mars, and then as it is in the signs of Capricorn and Aquarius, Saturn also comes into the picture. And even more, Rahu and Uranus have some impact on this nakshatra as well. So Mars being its primary ruler, it represents the pinnacle of Martian energy because it is the third Martian nakshatra. You see, the first Martian nakshatra, Mrigashira, it's the seed of Martian energy, whereas the Chitra, the second Martian nakshatra, is the flower of Dhanishta energy, and then the third one, which is basically Dhanishta, is the pinnacle of Martian energy. So, consequently, bravery is a quality strongly associated with this nakshatra. So, this is the reason why it connects with warriors, weapons, and military personals basically. So, courage is a prerequisite for a lot of sports as well as adventurous things, right? Something like mountain climbing. So, for all this, this nakshatra is very good. So, this nakshatra finds its expression through people involved in the activities of courage, something like mountain climbing, adventurous sports. So, Saturn's rulership relates to the, the persevering nature and the organizational ability of this nakshatra, because Saturn basically indicates a kind of systematic approach, a slow and steady approach, a focused approach, a disciplined approach. So, it usually sets itself long term goals which it likes to fulfill at any cost, because it has that passion and energy associated with it. Discipline, as we know, is a key to excelling in any of the creative arts also, because without discipline there is no rhythm, and Dhanishta is rhythm. So, Dhanishta is also associated with that discipline. Dhanishta is a nakshatra which finally accomplishes the difficult task of harmonizing the divergent energies of Mars and Saturn. That's where the rhythm aspect is coming into the picture. Even it can harmonize the divergent energies of Mars and Saturn. So, the Martian energy is at its absolute refinement here, and this is why Dhanishta is the pinnacle of Martian energy. It has the wisdom to use energy constructively over time, a quality which brings about all its other good qualities and its ability to gain wealth. So, when you have the wisdom to use energy constructively over time, you can achieve something great. So, it has that wisdom to use energy, that's the Martian quality, and for a long time means the Saturnian energy. So, totally it can achieve something great, and we can see how the how keeping rhythm while playing drums is a very similar activity, right? If you observe playing drums, that's where they have the wisdom to use energy constructively over time. That is the basic thing. Dhanishta understands the rhythm, basically rhythm of life, rhythm of a program, rhythm of a dance form, rhythm of a musical form, rhythm of someone's attitude. It basically understands rhythm, rhythm of life, and its capacity to stick to the rhythm, to stick to the tune, makes it reap all the best the universe has to offer. It's able to absorb that rhythm. Its relationship with Rahu and Uranus connects it with the mass media, and this is a reason why a lot of top people in the entertainment industry have a strong Dhanishta influence in their chart. It likes to make people wealthy and respected in their chosen fields. And in the present day and age, Rahu and Uranus are keys to astounding success in any field, because the Kali Yuga needs this kind of energy, this kind of demonic energy the Kali Yuga needs to excel. Because the kind of forms we are seeing in the current age and society, the kind of business, the kind of music, or the kind of dance, right, is all it's required. Dhanishta energy is required for this. A kind of Rahu energy, Mars energy, Saturn energy, right? Uranus, Mars energy is required for the current society, and Dhanishta has it fully. In general, Mars in Capricorn, Mars in Aquarius, Rahu Mars conjunction, and Mars Saturn conjunction in nakshatras like Rohini, Mrigashira, Punarvasu, Pushya, means Pushyami nakshatra, the Chitra, Anuradha, Uttara Bhadrapada carry an energy similar to that of Dhanishta. So Rahu Mars Saturn conjunction completely carries the energy of Dhanishta Nakshatra. You may think Rahu Mars Saturn conjunction is a very malefic thing, but that kind of demonic thing which can synchronize everything, which can get the rhythm of everything and then achieve it at any cost, is what Dhanishta means, and that is similar to Rahu Saturn and Mars conjunction. Moon, Mars, Saturn, Mercury, Venus, and Rahu usually do well in this nakshatra. Moon and Mars do better in the Capricorn part, while Mercury, Venus, and Rahu, they play better in the Aquarius part. So, Saturn's positioning in this nakshatra will make success slow to come and may totally deny martial pleasures. So, Saturn positioning in Dhanishta, Saturn is in Dhanishta, they get success very slow, and martial, the marital pleasures, also denied for them generally, because a marital pleasure you should enjoy at your age, but when Saturn is present here, it makes the Martian capabilities of this, means the passion, right, all of them, they get delayed. So when Saturn is present in Dhanishta, a marital pleasure is lacking there, and also the the native may get success very slowly. Saturn in Dhanishta may not be very good. Thanks for watching this video.